Transit Service, moving forward.
Good morning, Wilmington. Good morning, Wilmington. I say good morning, Wilmington. Wake up, y'all. Come on, have a great day. Ooh.
What's going on, everybody? It's your main man, Big Iv, the talk of the town, Mr. DETV, and welcome to the Good Morning Wilmington Experience. Today, I have the honor to speak to Dr. Kelechi, who is the chair of the Delaware African and Caribbean Commission. How are you doing, Doc?
I'm doing very well.
Thanks.
How are you today?
I'm well. Thanks for joining us
It's
today.
a beautiful day. I'm happy to be here.
I feel a little underdressed.
I see that.
I feel under.
That's what I should have been wearing too, right? You know, go Eagles.
Go Eagles.
Go Eagles. There you go.
So, Doc, thanks again for coming. Tell me about the commission.
Well, so the commission is actually one of those things that makes Delaware different.
Okay.
There are not a lot of state commissions in the country. There are
Okay.
probably maybe 3 or 4 of them.
Right.
So the Delaware African and Caribbean Affairs Commission, was actually established in 2017.
Okay. Fairly new.
Yeah, it's relatively new. Yeah. So it was established, after by the governor signed the legislation approved by the House of Assembly into law in May of 2017, as a matter of fact.
Okay.
And the commission has a vision to really advance the interests of all people of African descent who live in the state of Delaware. So notice I said all people of African descent.
Yeah.
So it's not like African Americans, Africans, or whatever, but all people of African descent, exactly.
Is there a huge population of Africans, people from African descent? Here?
Well, in fact, it turns out Delaware actually ranks in the top 10 in terms of
Does
the
it?
population of people of African descent who reside here. So there are close to 250,000.
Is it really?
In the state of Delaware, yes.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
know that.
that high. Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't, we didn't know that until we started doing this work, and then, we're keeping track of those kinds of things.
Right.
So based on the census, I think Delaware is actually 7th in terms of per capita, the number of people of African descent who live in the state.
And when you said this work, what exactly is this work?
Okay, so the work is basically, the goal is to create a framework to allow all people of African descent to interact, to address the issues that we have as a people within society.
Okay.
And the reason for that is when we started back in 2016, in fact, the thing that kind of crystallized the whole thing was a couple of incidents that happened back in 2016.
Right.
And one of them was a tragic incident, the tragic murder of, a fairly well-known Nigerian psychiatrist who was actually slaughtered in her house in Hockessin.
That was here.
It was in Hockessin, yes.
Oh, get out of, okay.
Yeah. She was actually a friend of mine as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
So, thank you so much. So she was killed by a patient that she had treated.
Okay.
But he was angry with her for committing him to a mental institution.
Okay.
As part of the treatment.
Okay, a part of the treatment.
Yeah,
right.
as part of the treatment. So he was like, he was upset with her, so he kind of stalked her for a couple of years and stuff, and on that fateful day, broke into her house in Hockessin and basically slaughtered her.
Wow.
Yeah, So when that happened, so how does that relate to what we're doing? So when that happened, as you can imagine, in fact, at the time, this gentleman was a junior at the University of Delaware.
This was kind of quiet. Okay.
And this is part of the thing. So the community looked around and said, hey, in situations like this, it turns out, again, something interesting about it was a white guy, right? A white gentleman who killed a black lady. And as you can imagine, so the question is, okay, will justice be served in this case?
Was
right?
it?
Well, his case, because of the mental health issue, that kind of complicated it a little bit. However, you can imagine that, the community wanted a voice in making sure that justice was served.
Yeah.
But at the time, people were basically on their own and stuff, and there was no kind of framework to bring everybody together to say, ask about justice being served and stuff. So that
Okay.
was one of the things.
So the coalition, and just to backtrack real quick.
So then at that time, people looked around and said, hey, we need to organize because something like this could happen to somebody else.
Again, and we need to
exactly.
organize, then mobilize.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was really it. And so we, said, okay, well, that's a good idea, but here are some of the challenges, and I'm sure you're probably familiar with them. But people of African descent, we all have different cultures.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
And those different cultures, in fact, sometimes people mistake the culture from the, should I say, ethnicity or something,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
People misunderstand those two things.
Okay.
All people of African descent are all people of African descent, but you can have different cultures. So the people in the Caribbean, in Africa, in America, you have different cultures. But those are not the things that make you who you are. They are a part of who you are.
Right.
All right.
Right. Okay.
They are a part of who you are, but they are not all that you are.
Right.
And then if you look at the system, the way the system looks at all of us, the system looks at all of us exactly the same.
Is the system broken?
Well, the system is broken on many different ways, but I know.
And that's the reason for the coalition.
Correct,
Right,
exactly.
The commission.
Yeah.
Is we recognize the system is broken.
The system is broken, and the system sees all of us the same way. So it's about time, therefore, for us then to kind of think and act as a common people, because the system sees us and treats us the same way.
Right. Okay.
Okay. So, and when we now, and another reason really for coming together is when you come together and you can amplify your voice. You can be heard more.
Right.
You can address more issues and things of that nature.
And that's the hopes.
That's the hope, exactly.
Of the commission.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Love it.
Yep.
Talk to me a little bit about the Delaware Global African Center.
So the Delaware Global African Center is really an exciting initiative that we embarked upon, in fact, in the last 15 months or so.
Okay.
When we started thinking about it, we were not even sure when it was going to be realized. But thankfully, the county, the Newcastle County, has really stepped up, to help to make it real.
Right.
Faster than we even imagined.
Wow.
So right now, so the county is partnering with us by providing property where we can actually start off. So they started out by giving us, a list of about 3 different properties to look at.
Oh, nice.
And then recommended one, in fact, on Neyman's Road, about maybe half a mile or something from 95.
Okay.
So it's very nicely strategically, located. And we say, we feel that way because the work that we're doing is not only for people of African descent within Delaware, but within the Mid-Atlantic region.
Okay.
As you can imagine, the proximity of Philadelphia to Delaware,
Yeah.
South Jersey to Delaware, Northern Maryland to Delaware. So we consider all these areas, our operating base, if you will.
Right.
And so having a center at that's right off 95 is a very perfect location for it. So the idea there then is to have a place where we can all identify, because I've been in Delaware now since the mid-90s. And, from time to time, people will ask, is there a place where we can go to identify with, talk to, interact with people of African descent?
Right.
And there isn't a place.
Okay. And
so now
this will be a place.
This will be that place.
Okay. And in the center, you're going to have programs, workforce development,
absolutely,
and everything like that.
We're going to have a lot of different programs. Workforce development is going to be one of them. But and we are also going to use it to bring Africa to people here.
Okay.
Right? In the following way, because you can experience Africa without having to travel, because traveling can be expensive, as I'm sure you know. So we are going to bring Africa for people to experience the culture, the fashion, the food,
that would be nice.
The music, and things of that nature.
Yeah.
So we're going to be doing all of those things at the center.
That would be nice.
Yeah,
that'd be
absolutely.
Nice. And speaking of the food,
right,
and the culture, right, and the great things that you're bringing to the state of Delaware.
Yes.
Taste of Africa.
Taste of Africa. So Taste of Africa is actually one way that we've been doing that. So we've been doing that now for the last 6 years.
Right.
Okay. But this year we are expanding it, as a matter of fact.
How so?
And calling it a tourism fair and the Taste of Africa. And, involving a lot more people, a lot more organizations. So this year is going to be at the Herman Holloway Park.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, on Saturday. So it's actually going to be a weekend event.
Right.
So happening on Friday and Saturday. And we have invited, the various African and the Caribbean embassies in Washington, D.C. And so we have participation of about 8 different embassies coming.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So, and, the idea here is to bring them here to come and interact with the business community.
Right.
And the general community, also, to discuss tourism and trade opportunities in their respective countries.
Right.
So on Friday, we're going to have at the Wilmington Library.
What date is this?
Yeah, Friday. This coming Friday.
Oh, it's this week?
On the 15th. Yeah, it's this week,
Oh,
actually.
I thought we had time.
No.
Okay.
So this is very timely here.
Okay.
What we're doing here is very timely.
Okay.
So this Friday, 5 to 8 at the Wilmington Public Library.
Okay.
So we're hosting that. There are only about 50 or 60 seats. So if you don't have your seats, you got to hurry up. It's a free event, by the way. However, you need to register.
Just register.
The registration is necessary. So, in fact, the county executive is going to be offering some keynote address, there. And then we're going to learn about the different trade opportunities because part of what we're trying to do, in fact, part of what the commission is designed to do is to be a conduit linking the state of Delaware to the various nations where the members of the commission come from.
That's huge.
Yeah, it is huge.
That
yes.
is huge.
Yeah.
So congratulations on
Thank you so much.
the commission.
Yes.
Congratulations on bringing everyone together that has African descent in one place so we can make our voices bigger and get done what we need to be done.
Sure.
And thank you, but for most of all, bringing Africa to Delaware.
Thank you so much. And we're excited about it, and we really want the community excited and to join us in making this real and celebrating it. In fact, yesterday I was at the Hispanic Heritage Parade.
That was what you think about that?
Exciting. We are hoping to eventually grow into something like that because the parade, I saw them really exhibiting various aspects of their culture, and that's the kind of thing that I want us to also do here.
And that's what I wanted to ask you, right? Being from African descent, what was it like for you witnessing, the Hispanic culture?
It was exciting, okay? And in fact, in a lot of ways, we're all human.
Right.
And we're all the same. We have the same aspirations, the same goals. We may do things a little differently, but we have the same needs and stuff. Mm-hmm. You have the need to be recognized. You have the need to be acknowledged, particularly if you're playing a critical role in societal development, right? And our people, no doubt, have been instrumental, in fact, in building this country. Right. So we want that to be recognized. It is recognized, but we want more of it.
Right.
Right. So
we don't want a day.
We don't. Yeah, exactly.
We want the year.
Because in fact, what happened yesterday is like Hispanic Heritage Month.
Yes.
So it's a month.
Yeah.
So it's not just one day.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We want more.
Yeah, we want more.
Right.
We want
our
more.
reparations.
Yes. Because it's really important for people to know.
Right.
And if you do not, sometimes, it's like if you don't toot your own horn, nobody's going to hear you.
There you go.
Right?
Right.
So, but the goal is not just to toot the horn, but, to educate people, enlighten people, because we do believe that the more people know about each other, the easier they can work together.
Right. So Doc, tell me, what is Africa like? Like, I've been wondering, and I'm about to book a trip.
Okay. Where are you going?
I don't know when I'm going, but a friend of mine.
Hey, you may want to wait until next year. We're planning something.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
A friend of mine went, and he said, everything they told us about Africa isn't true.
Okay.
Like, Africa's a very beautiful place.
Yes, yeah.
And if you're brown, black, you gotta go to Africa to see our
Correct.
brothers and sisters.
Sure.
What's it like?
Well, that's a good question, and I can answer it for you, but from a perspective of bias, because I'm from Nigeria. By the way.
Right.
Okay. So, but the thing that I have.
What's Nigeria like? Tell me what's Nigeria
like? Nigeria, well, of course, you see a lot of black people there.
Right.
And that is one of the most empowering things I have heard about people who have traveled from here to Africa.
Yeah.
Because when you see that everything is being run by black people, for some reason, it gives people a different sense of their black identity. Okay? And so there is that aspect of it. But for me, in fact, some of the work that we've been doing, one of my friends, I call him a brother from another mother, recently went to South Africa as a result of the work that we've been doing with the University of Delaware, the Mandela Washington Fellows. I don't know if you...
I heard of them.
Exactly. Yep. So that's actually an excellent initiative that President Barack Obama started, all right? And so the idea is to grow a crop of young African leaders. And that's truly what these people are.
Right.
When you see them and interact with them, amazing. So through that work, he had an opportunity to actually travel to South Africa. He said that's the best thing that ever happened to him.
Wow.
Okay, so I think if you ask that question of somebody who has visited Africa, they'll give you a much better perspective about what it is. But I imagine that for every person, it's going to be a different experience,
right,
based on where you've been and things of that nature.
Right.
But it doesn't fail as being a very profound experience for everybody who's been.
Right.
Positive, very positive. Very positive.
Love it.
Yeah.
Dr. Kelechi, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much.
Again, tell people the date of events starting this Friday.
So starting this Friday, we have the symposium at the Wilmington Public Library.
Right.
It's going to be from 5 to 8. So it's kind of a way for us to welcome the ambassadors coming, and then to hear from them, what opportunities, business opportunities exist in their respective countries. Then on Saturday, at the Herman Holloway Park on 7th and Lombard Streets, beginning from 12, so 12 to 6. The governor is actually going to be there to declare it open.
Love it.
Yes, the governor is going to be there. And as a matter of fact, anybody coming, I would encourage everybody, please be there before 12, because the governor is, this weekend is a very busy weekend for the Democratic Party, for a lot of, and of course the governor is, so he's only going to be there for a limited amount of time, declaring this stuff open. So we want people to come. And the highlights of the day will include a variety of things, including Parade of Nations.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. We're going to do a Parade of Nations this time around. This is the first time we're doing it, right? But at least we want people to kind of have that identity as people of African descent from different countries, but we are all one people.
Right.
We're going to do that, around the park. But I know that by next year or so, it's going to expand. So one of the other highlights of the day also is going to be jollof rice competition. I don't know if you're familiar with jollof rice. You better be there.
You daggone right I'm going to be there. Jollof rice. I should turn me on to jollof rice. Yes.
We're going to have a jollof rice competition. You're going to have too much fun,
long as I can get some cassava, right, and some
just
jollof
come
rice.
Saturday, man. I'm telling you, don't miss it.
Doc, thank you so much for stopping by the plaza.
Thank you so much.
We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for watching DETV Good Morning Wilmington. Make sure, what website can they go to?
It's what is that website? You can try DelawareAfricaCoalition.org or what's our commission website? It's actually on my card.
Don't worry about it. We'll put it on in the link in the description.
In fact, if you click on that on the QR codes on that thing, it will take you there as well.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Cool. Okay. We're out of here. So we'll see you tomorrow on Good Morning Wilmington. Make sure you follow, like, and subscribe to everything Delaware. Yes. All right. I might need to change the name to Good Morning Delaware.
Yeah. Good morning, Delaware.
Delaware. Well, think about that.
Good.
Talk to you soon.